welcome back. So I was like, I wonder if there's simulators for everything, right? I was buying a whole bunch of games to add to my very, very long list of games that I'll have to get through eventually. But I was like, there's all these different type of simulators, and I bought some simulator games, but I was like, I am a mental health therapist. If you didn't know, now you know, right? You're a Blerd counselor. And so I got a therapist simulator, and I also got like today I'm gonna play the therapist simulator, but I also got a vampire therapist simulator. I don't know what type of skills the vampire has that the regular therapist simulator doesn't have, but I'm gonna play that one eventually. But today we're going to be playing therapist simulator, so you get to see if I'm a good or bad therapist, but don't take it to heart. I promise I'm a good therapist. And so I thought this would be really fun to kind of see how I would do for a therapist simulator game. So let's get into it. So why is the music spooky? I don't understand. I thought this was just a simple therapist simulator. I thought this was just a simple therapist simulator. Are you telling me that it's a spooky one? I don't understand this music. Oh my gosh, look how spooky that is. What's going on? Should I keep the music on? Is the music gonna change? Let me turn this music back on, but this music is also too dang loud. Okay. New game. It said I can use my controller, but will I need my controller for this? I don't feel like I should. 100 mental health, day 1. Oh, I'm making money. Okay, session notes. I got quite a few clients. Do I have session notes? I guess not, because it's first day. It's a lot of clients, okay. Am I seeing all these people in? First of all, what do I work? Because they already overworking me. Why I got so many? I got 17 clients. I have 17 clients today. That's not even physically possible to have 17 clients. So I might just quit before I even get started, because why I got all these different clients? Okay, day 1. Whew, let's go to session. All right, let's see. See if we can have session notes. Okay. Okay. What's over here? Okay, medical information. Medicine name, breath aid for controlled breathing. Improves breath control and alleviates anxiety. So she has anxiety, is what I'm getting from this. Temporary mild numbness. Oh gosh. Take when breath problems are felt. Oh no, it's just, okay, so this is just medications, or is it her medications? I need to like that kind of specified. All right, let's go into session. Let's see what happens. Lately, I've been feeling tired all the time. I'm not even interested in the things I used to love to do. I don't understand what's happened. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, I got a timer? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I really want to think through these, and they put me on a timer. I don't like that. Okay, let's go with the first one first. I think I've been feeling like this for a few months. I wouldn't say that everything has suddenly gotten worse, but something definitely is not right. This music might have to go. Okay, wait. Okay, I think I have been like this for a few months, and this is just like me in session. Like, there's one time I was in like a therapy room in session, and I could hear the the ticking of the clock, and it was bothering me so much. Um, but I really like when we have like the white noise sound on, like the rain and stuff like that. I actually really like when that sound is on. And I think it's just like the piano sound is too distracting for me. Okay, so I think I've been like this for a few months. I wouldn't say that everything has suddenly gotten worse, but something is definitely not right. You talked about the effect of the situation on your writing process. Writing seems to be an important way for you to express something. Why might it be difficult for you right now? I don't know. My thoughts used to be clear, but now, as soon as I start writing, everything gets blurry. The more I try to focus on writing, the further away I get. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe better to step away from writing for a while. Have you tried to notice what goes through your mind when you can't focus on writing? Maybe there are some thoughts that you don't reflect in your writing. We could use writing as a therapy tool in this process. Trying to put your feelings on paper can help. No, I'm gonna go with the second one. That is something that I would say. Maybe it's true. It's hard to realize what's going through my mind, but it's worth a try. It's very important that like when you see a switch and change, to be able to self-reflect and see what's going on with me, what's changed in how I feel, what's changed in like how I feel emotionally, what's changed how I feel physically, what events are going on around this time, right? What am I writing about, and at what point when I'm writing do I start to get that blurry feeling? Like all that self-reflection gets to let you understand yourself more and become more self-aware, and kind of be understanding like, where is this coming from? How do I define it? How do I understand it so I can work through this issue? Maybe it's true. It's hard to realize what's going on through my mind, but it's worth a try. I also been having trouble sleeping for a while. I can't sleep late at night, and when I do, I wake up often, which makes me feel even more tired. Insomnia is something everyone experiences from time to time? No. Are there any methods you have tried to improve your sleep patterns, such as relaxing activities? Can we talk about how sleep problems affect your daily life? Maybe this is connected to your other feelings. Um, I would, yeah. Let's see if the sleep problems are connected to what's going on with her reading before we even try to be like, hey, here's the skill. Well, like, what are the skills that are helping you? Like, let's try to understand that more. It's only day one. I feel tired all the time during the day. I have trouble focusing. I find it hard to do even simple tasks. This makes me even more unhappy. Um, you said your mind is full. Can we talk a little bit about the thoughts that go through your mind when you are having trouble falling asleep? I don't seem to be thinking about anything particular, but I can't quiet my mind. I always feel like I'm missing something or forgetting something. Maybe you could try meditation or breathing exercise. This feeling could be a symptom of some kind of worry or anxiety. Are there things that worry you during the day? These things happen sometimes. Try not to overline your mind may help. Number three seems so dismissive. There's at least like one dismissive answer each time. During the day, sometimes I feel anxious for no reason, like something bad is going to happen, but I don't know why. At what times is this feeling of worrying for no reason more intense? Is there a specific trigger? Actually, sometimes when I go out, wait, actually, sometimes when I go out, sometimes when I'm alone at home, I haven't found a pattern exactly, but I think I usually feel it more when I'm alone. Okay. But the fact these feelings increase when you're alone perhaps indicate that you're avoiding confronting things internally. Golly, maybe it's best to try not to be alone. You can socialize more. Okay. Have you tried doing activities to keep yourself busy in these situations? Ooh. Ooh. Well, my controller wouldn't move it quick enough. I wasn't even trying to pick that answer. I really didn't like number two, and it got stuck on number two. My heart. Socialize did for me, right? I feel like I have no energy. You mentioned that there might be things you're avoiding facing. Would you like to focus on that a little bit more? Maybe we could explore it together. Honestly, I don't know exactly what it is, but sometimes I think of some memories from the past, unpleasant things. Sometimes I think of things from the past, but it's not clear. It comes out more in the form of uncomfortable feelings. I don't want to dwell on them, but I can't get them out of my mind. Okay, first one is a no. You said that these memories are disturbing. Why do you think these feelings might be arising more now? These feelings could be a sign of some unresolved in your subconscious mind. Would you like to slowly explore these disturbing memories? I'm gonna go with number two. I don't know. Lately, it seems to be coming more when I feel lonely. Maybe that's why. If these feelings intensify more when you are alone, maybe loneliness reminds you of these feelings more. Instead of trying to distance yourself from these memories, can we try to understand them? I can't escape those feelings when I'm alone, but it's scary to try to understand them. What if something bad happens? It's normal to have this fear, but together we can look at the source of fear and move forward safely. Um, I would pick number one. I think I have to work through this fear, but I'm not sure I can do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. I'm here. I'm here to support you in this process. So, what do you think these feelings are about? Are they related to a specific event, person, or time? I don't know exactly, but I feel like it belongs to my childhood years. Everything is not clear at that time, but there are uneasy feelings. We could talk about the positive or negative things you remember from those years to understand where those uneasy feelings come from. Number two is a big no. I think his feelings could be a sign of something that happened in the past that affected you. We could try to remember it together. Yeah, it's number one. Let's talk about the positive and the negative. Let's just explore it without judgment. Let's just kind of look at it, just see what childhood looked like for you. I think something might have happened when I was a child, but it's hard to remember. Maybe I consciously tried to forget. If something in the past has affected you so much, facing it can liberate you. We can do it step by step without rushing. What do you think? I'm not quite ready, but just starting to think about it could be an important step. I want to get rid of these feelings. When I think about the past, I realize that some things are not fully remembered. The memories are fuzzy, but the feeling of unease is very clear. It could be about a place or a person in particular. If these feelings are fuzzy, maybe it's better to try to forget them altogether. No, it may be important to gradually discover the source of this uneasiness. Is easier. Is there anything that bothers you about these memories? Yes, I think there's something that bothers me, but it's very difficult to name what it is. It can be scary to face it. You said that a smell or a sight triggers these feelings. How do you feel when you experience something like that? Do you react physically or emotionally? Yes, usually my heart starts beating faster. I feel like something's going to happen at that moment, but I don't know what it is or why I feel it. Okay, talking about avoiding, that's not correct. These feelings may indicate some kind of anxiety. Observing how they affect you can help you take control. Try to suppress these feelings usually don't work. Ignoring them may make you feel better. Okay. Why does this therapist keep trying to make her ignore her feelings? Yes, it can be good to try to understand these feelings, but learning to control them seems to be difficult. Which, me personally, I would never say, let's learn how to control those feelings. So I actually didn't like none of those answers, but I'm just choosing the best answer. Um, when it comes to our emotions, and how we feel them, like we can't control that part of it. It just happens naturally. What we can do is like control our actions and utilize our coping skills to move through the feeling, but we can't learn how to control it, right? So we can learn coping skills to be able to move through it, and it lessens through time, right? But we can't control it, right? I can't say, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this, I'm just going to push it down and make it go away. That's not going to work. Yes, it can be good to try to understand these feelings, but learn to control them, stay still. It'd be very challenging to feel like you can't control these feelings, but together we can find a way to break the cycle. Remember that this is a process. Sometimes when I wake up, I feel like I'm gasping for a breath. I can't do anything. I can't even move. It's like someone is holding me down. This feeling could be more of a mental thing than a physical reaction. Getting to the source of these memories can give you relief. This could be a symptom of some kind of post-traumatic stress. If you give us more details, we can explore together. These feelings are usually temporary, Okay, it's not the third one. Um, I would say I don't like the first sentence of the first one, so I'm going with second. Oh, rolled eyes. With the first one, I didn't like the first sentence because our mental, emotional things that happen to us, like our stress, um, the different issues that we go through, can manifest into physical symptoms. And so, understanding that both of those responses are valid, and for the fact that you don't know if she's even went to the doctor, so it could be a physical reaction. So I wouldn't even say day one. It could be more mental than physical. I would just say that second part of it, like, let's explore that memory, because that memory, exploring that memory, could provide you with relief if it's more mental than physical. But we could go through this whole process and it could be a medical symptom while she's feeling this way. We don't have enough information to be like, you know, no, it's your mental stuff, it's your childhood stuff while you're having these physical symptoms. So it's just that part of me is like, you know, too technical, where it's like I'm not going to discount one feeling over the other. Both of them hold space. Yeah, sometimes I think it has something to do with something from my childhood, but it's not very clear. There's something you think is related to childhood. Is there any event or person you remember something that might have triggered these feelings? I can't remember exactly, but I think I was experiencing some kind of fear at the time. Maybe about a room, a place. If it bothers you to remember, we could do it slowly without rushing. We could talk a little more to exploring the feelings of the room or a place it left you in. What do you think might have happened there? It may be easier to try to forget these feelings completely. I like the option of doing it slowly. Oh, not the roll eyes. Yes, maybe we could talk about it slowly, but I'm a little freaked out about it. That's how I would address, that's how I would move about it, of like, let's do the reminder that you have total autonomy in this room right now. And when you're going through this process, if you notice these symptoms coming up for you and it becomes overwhelming and too much, then we could take things slow. You could tell me, I don't even want to go there. We could go somewhere else. But just let you know that, like, as we start to explore these traumatic memories, at any point you have the right to stop. You have the right to tell me stop, all those different things. And so I'm getting eyes rolled at me because my process is constantly reminding the client of like, let's take this at a pace so that you can get understanding, because it's day one. And this therapist is like, let's go down this road and understand where your trauma is coming from. Even though she said that she's having uncomfortable feelings, she gets triggered when she's thinking about it, and she's been pushing it back, but it keeps coming bubbling up. And she doesn't know, like, she has a fear of what that's going to look like when it comes up, because she thinks that she's repressing something. And when somebody tells you that fear, the last thing you want to do is be like, you're afraid of this road? Well, let's go down this road. You didn't give them a toolbox, resources, things to protect themselves, things to deal with the emotions. You just sent them down the road and said, well, let's go take a look at it. Now, what if that memory comes up and is absolutely very traumatizing, and you already sent them down the road, and their toolbox, their health pack, their resources that they need in order to complete this mission, in order to complete this journey, is still at the campsite, because you were just like, well, let's go take a look at it. Yes, maybe we could talk about it slowly, but I'm a little freaked out about it. We can slowly try to understand the feelings that this room or this place has left you in. It may take some time, but we can move forward together. I think I have to face it to get rid of these feelings, but I don't know how long it will take. That concludes our session. I'd like to see you in the next session. See you then. Do I need to take medication? Dang! I already forgot the medications. I already forgot the medications. I don't know what Serenica is. I'm gonna say no. She's gonna hate me. Ma'am, I'm not giving you medications. I can't remember what they are. Okay, let's see what was Serenica. Okay. I don't even know how often I'm seeing her. They said support during weekly treatments is what Serenica is. But she said she was having trouble with sleeping. So that would be, if I were to prescribe her medication, that's the first thing I would focus on, because sleep really affects you physically, like physically and mentally, emotionally. Like it's going, if you're not getting good sleep, it's affecting your job, it's affecting your mood, it's affecting your relationships. Like it's so hard to show up presently when your sleep is affected. So that I can understand. What was it? Calmify? Oh, relieves mild stress and anxiety, mild fatigue. I don't know. I feel good about not giving her medication. I probably still want to give her medication. Especially because this symptoms just started, and this is me with no schooling on prescribing medication and all that. Just preface by saying that, but we're just talking about within the game. But she started having some triggers and some stuff was coming up, and we got to learn a little bit more about that. So this is not a thing that's always been happening for her. This is kind of new. So being able to understand, like, if we start to work through these issues, would your sleep get better? But I would have ended the session with her starting with some type of coping skill to help her sleep at night. So I would have ended the session with, let's develop a coping skill. I want you to start using that coping skill, and by the time we come back, we'll see how it helped you. Do we need to change it, or do we need to consider, like, psychiatrist medication options? Ooh. But the thing I hate about this the most is that they had me on a timer, so I was like doing speed round with the questions. So if I were to play this again, oh, Blackjack is the next person. No, I need oh, did I lose that? I just want to take the timer off. I actually was like, dang, I really have to like lock in and answer these questions because this timer is looking me in the face. I hated that. But this was pretty cool. I can tell that whoever made this therapist simulator game really, I don't know if the person consulted a therapist, is a therapist who also likes to make games. And like, I don't know where this started at, but I felt like, some therapeutic stuff was really taken into consideration when like making the questions and things like that. Some of the stuff that was the therapist's answers is some things that I would personally say. But then like you will see like my approaches come out a little bit more, where I'll be like, I don't really like none of this. This is not the route I would go. But this is pretty cool. I'm wondering, what would I even do with my money? Like if I'm just seeing clients and I'm walking them through this, I wonder what that would look like. But it was pretty decent, like question and answers. I don't know why it looks so creepy. I don't know what was going on there. I thought I was gonna get like a spooky thing going on, but this is pretty decent. How do you think I did helping out this client? Do I still get to carry my license? All right, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're in the know the next time I post another video. And I will see you next time.